What if I told you that improving just 1% every day could completely transform your life? It sounds almost insignificant, right? But this tiny change is the secret behind the success of world-class athletes, top CEOs, and high achievers in every field. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. You just need to get slightly better today than you were yesterday. And if you do that consistently, the results will be beyond anything you can imagine. Let's be honest, most people set big goals but never follow through. They get inspired, make ambitious plans, and try to change everything at once. But a few weeks later, reality hits. Motivation fades, life gets busy, and those big goals feel impossible. That's because change doesn't happen through massive overnight shifts. It happens through small, consistent actions that compound over time. This is the power of 1%. Think about it, if you get just 1% better every day, you won't just be 365% better after a year. Because of compounding, you'll be 37 times better than you are today. But the opposite is also true. If you decline by just 1% every day, you won't even recognize yourself a year from now. You'll be worse off, wondering how you ended up so far from your goals. Small improvements and small declines both compound, but in very different directions. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, explains this concept perfectly. Success is the product of daily habits, not once-in-a-lifetime transformations. And this applies to every part of life. Let's take a look at athletes. When Usain Bolt won the Olympic gold medal, do you think he was training differently from the other sprinters? The difference between first place and last place in a 100-meter race is often a fraction of a second. That fraction comes from years of consistent training, refining techniques, and making tiny improvements every single day. Or take Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. His investment strategy is based on compounding. He didn't become a billionaire overnight, he started investing at a young age and allowed his wealth to grow steadily over decades. He once said, "The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken." The habits you build today shape your future, whether you realize it or not. So, how do we apply this to our lives? It starts with small, consistent actions. Want to get in shape? Instead of spending hours in the gym on day 1, start with 5 push-ups. Want to be more productive? Instead of trying to overhaul your entire schedule, focus on eliminating just one small distraction. Want to improve your finances? Instead of trying to save half your paycheck, start by saving just 1% of your income. It's not about making huge sacrifices, it's about making small, manageable changes. Over time, these changes add up. Sir Dave Brailsford, the former coach of the British cycling team, applied this principle and turned his team into Olympic champions. He focused on marginal gains, tiny 1% improvements in every aspect of cycling. He optimized everything, from their diet to their sleeping habits, from the aerodynamics of their bikes to the way they washed their hands to avoid illness. None of these changes made a huge difference on their own. But together, they led to multiple Tour de France victories and Olympic gold medals. This is the power of compounding in action. And it doesn't just apply to sports or business, it applies to your personal growth, relationships, and mental health. If you commit to reading 1 page of a book every day, that's 365 pages in a year, enough to finish several books. If you replace 5 minutes of social media scrolling with meditation, over time, you'll build a stronger, calmer mind. If you give 1 genuine compliment every day, your relationships will transform. And here's something most people forget, the results don't show up immediately. This is why so many people quit too soon. They go to the gym for a week, don't see any change, and give up. They start saving money, but their bank balance still looks the same, so they stop. They read a book but don't feel smarter overnight, so they lose motivation. But real success is delayed gratification. The benefits of small improvements are invisible at first. But if you stick with it, suddenly, everything shifts. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, understood this better than anyone. He said, "I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that. But I knew the one thing I might regret is not trying." Success is built on consistent effort, not on massive overnight wins. So, how can you start applying the 1% rule today? First, Pick one area of your life you want to improve. Maybe it's your health, productivity, mindset, or relationships. Don't try to change everything at once, just focus on one thing. Second, start small. The key to success is consistency, not intensity. If you want to start exercising, don't force yourself to run 5 miles on day 1. Just do 5 minutes. If you want to write a book, don't aim for 10 pages a day. Just write 1 sentence. Make the habit so small that it's impossible to fail. Third, track your progress. What gets measured gets improved. Keep a journal, use an app, or just write it down on a sticky note. Seeing your small wins will motivate you to keep going. And most importantly, forgive yourself for bad days. Nobody is perfect. You'll miss workouts, break habits, and have setbacks. That's okay. The secret is to get back on track as soon as possible. James Clear puts it this way: never miss twice. If you miss one day, make sure you show up the next. Here's the truth: you are always building habits. The question is, are you building good ones or bad ones? Every day, your choices are shaping your future. The food you eat, the thoughts you think, the people you surround yourself with, these small decisions add up to something massive. 1 year from now, you'll either be grateful you started today or regret that you didn't. The choice is yours. So, what's your 1% change going to be? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights that can transform your life. Small steps today lead to massive success tomorrow. Now, go take your first step.